Matt, I guess there's some developments in the Asprox botnet. That one's been around for a little while. Right?
Yep. So it's a fairly well-known botnet, known for sending spam. FireEye put out a blog post I found particularly interesting, talking about how over time they've been evolving the capabilities of the botnet, and in particular in the last month or so, there's been some interesting developments. The latest campaigns that they've been seeing have been one of those, urgent, you must take action things, where they're sending a message saying you've got an upcoming court date. And naturally, anyone who sees that the upcoming court date will have a minor panic attack and immediately open up that.
You get that little adrenaline shot as soon as you read it.
What did I miss? Exactly.
A period of irrational thinking, right?
Exactly. So they're actually attaching the malware as a zip attachment, which is one of the main common ways of sending malware.
Right.
I think it's a little less sophisticated, but what is interesting about that is that the attachment itself, over the period of time that they watched, it was modified a total of 6,400 times in at least one day.
Wow.
That suggests some serious automation, and I'm not sure if it's repacking or small modifications. They were using MD5 hashes as a way of telling the different samples. So I don't know exactly what was being changed, but the fact that they made the effort to change it so many different times suggests that they're trying to keep ahead of the antivirus game, so that as samples are detected, brand new ones are baked and sent out, so that for a whole day, you'll practically be ahead of the curve. I found that to be particularly interesting. It's the stats they gave where it was like a 16,000% increase in the number of samples, something like that. I didn't check the math myself, but regardless, it's a lot of samples.
Right.
What was also interesting is that over a period of several months, they gave at least 2 months that they showed that the infrastructure used for the spamming actually changed completely. It was as if they dropped one set and brought up a brand new set of servers and started over. And those are that's verging on, advanced techniques there. They're really trying to stay undetected, not only from a malware sample standpoint, but from an infrastructure standpoint. It makes it much harder for someone to actually take action and block them.
So what is being used to draw the relationship between, how do we know it's the same folks?
I'm not sure exactly. Okay. If I had to speculate, I would say that it's a combination of the tactics and lures they're using in the email, potentially also the malware samples themselves.
Okay. Yeah. So,
well, I was going to say another interesting maybe study that could be done is, even though they're recompiling this over and over again and getting new MD5 hashes and whatnot, it'd be interesting to run imp hash, which is that import hash technique that we talked about before, to see how much they differ, if at all, between those kinds of. Because you would think if it's automated, they're really probably not changing the source code all that much, and the imp hash was probably very similar or the same on all those.
So imp hashing, SSD, and potentially the section headers as well in the.
Right.
So all
those.
Interesting
analysis to do on that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.